This book is dedicated to Richard Heller, a rock in turbulent times. For almost 30 years, my friend, attorney, and wise counsel, who knows that the most valuable gold comes on 4 feet. From Alice in Wonderland, by Lewis Carroll. They don't seem to have any rules in particular. At least, if there are, nobody attends to them. From Sartor Resartus, by Thomas Carlyle. In the hive, bees will not work except in darkness. Thought will not work except in silence. Neither will virtue work except in secrecy. Part 1. Hawk's Way. Chapter 1. Cora Gundersun walked through seething fire without being burned, nor did her white dress burst into flames. She was not afraid, but instead exhilarated, and the many admiring people witnessing this spectacle gaped in amazement, their expressions of astonishment flickering with reflections of the flames. They called out to her, not in alarm, but in wonder, with a note of veneration in their voices, so that Cora felt equally thrilled and humbled that she had been made invulnerable. Dixie, a long-haired, dappled gold dachshund, woke Cora by licking her hand. The dog had no respect for dreams, not even for this one that her mistress had enjoyed 3 nights in a row, and about which she had told Dixie in vivid detail. Dawn had come. Time for breakfast and morning toilet, which were more important to Dixie than any dream. Cora was 40 years old, bird-like and spry. As the short dog toddled down the set of portable steps that allowed her to climb in and out of bed, Cora sprang up to meet the day. She slipped into fur-lined ankle-high boots that served as her wintertime slippers, and in her pajamas she followed the waddling dachshund through the house. Just before she stepped into the kitchen, she was struck by the notion that a strange man would be sitting at the dinette table, and that something terrible would happen. Of course, no man awaited her. She'd never been a fearful woman. She chastised herself for being spooked by nothing at all. As she put out fresh water and kibble for her companion, the dog's feathery golden tail swept the floor in anticipation. By the time Cora had prepared the coffee-maker and switched it on, Dixie had finished eating. Now, standing at the back door, the dog barked politely, just once. Cora snared a coat from a wall peg and shrugged into it. "Let's see if you can empty yourself as quick as you filled up. It's colder than the cellar of Hades out there, sweet thing, so don't dawdle." As she left the warmth of the house for the porch, her breath smoked from her as if a covey of ghosts, long in possession of her body, were being exorcised. She stood at the head of the steps to watch over precious Dixie Belle, just in case there might be a nasty-tempered raccoon lingering from its night of foraging. More than a foot of late winter snow had fallen the previous morning. In the absence of wind, the pine trees still wore ermine stoles on every bough. Cora had shoveled a clearing in the backyard so that Dixie wouldn't have to plow through deep powder. Dachshunds had keen noses. Ignoring her mistress's plea not to dawdle, Dixie Belle wandered back and forth in the clearing.